We're going to meet up with a guy named John Johnson. He's got these photographs of what he says is a Sasquatch. Bobo says he thinks this is real. At least we have to go check this out. No matter what happens with this photo, this is a great place for us to come.
Well, I am stoked to be back home in Humboldt. We're going to a new place this time. Last time we were by Hoop on the northeast corner of the county. Now we're going to the southwest. This is Coast Redwoods. It's a lot different. I think it's a lot prettier.
It is good to be back in Humboldt County. When people around the world think of Bigfoot, they think of this location. Driving down the highway, seeing 300-foot redwoods, and you can't go far without seeing some posters, some signs, some carving out of a tree turned into Bigfoot. This is Bigfoot's home, if anywhere else.
We've come to Humboldt County of California, better known as Bobo's backyard. If Bigfoots are real, I understand why you'd want to make Humboldt County your home. Humboldt Redwood State Park is over 26,000 acres, and of that, 11,000 acres are old-growth redwood trees. That canopy cover is going to make it dark pretty much year-round, and with all that rain and fog, it's the perfect place to hide if you're a Bigfoot.
The reason we're going here is I got 2 pictures from a guy, John Johnson. He took last summer. It took me a lot of wrangling to get this guy even to show me the pictures. He was real hesitant, wasn't looking for publicity, just a regular Joe that likes to get outdoors.
I got a call from a good buddy of mine last summer whose cousin knew a guy that took photos of a Bigfoot. We tried to do a recreation setup where he saw it, but I never could figure out where it was, how big it was. And with the team here, I think we get lined up exactly and figure out what this photo really is.
Tell you, when I look at it, it looks like a moss-covered stump to me.
There's no stump there.
But certainly the photographs are compelling enough for us to go down and check out the location. We're looking at 2 things here. This is either a Sasquatch or something big and moss-covered. This thing is not solid around the outside. It either has hair or moss on it. It's our job to try to figure out if we can even find out what this thing is. We're not going to know much until we get there and speak to the witness about what happened that day.
Looking at this photograph, it looks like a tree stump to me. But Bobo told us that he went to this location with the witness and did his own recreation.
Hey, John, thanks for meeting us, man.
We need to rule out that there's no possibility that that's a stump or any other type of object. We need to make sure all other possibilities are eliminated.
So this is the location.
Yeah, I was up in this tree in this fork of it.
Why don't you run us through exactly what happened that day, where the thing was moving around and all that stuff?
Okay. Well, I come out here just to get away from everything, right? It just got all quiet, just eerie kind of feeling. Turning to leave, and I seen something. I didn't know what it was at first. I took my camera out, and I seen it was a Bigfoot. It just casually turned and went back up to the hill.
So it went back up?
Yeah.
Then what did you do?
I went down and got the hell out of here.
As you were taking the picture, it was moving.
Yeah.
So if we take recreation photos from the spot where you took the original, it should, I assume, line up with what we're seeing here.
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll walk over there. You guys line me up in the exact spot out of that clump of trees.
All right, you can do that.
Hi, monkey.
Since Bobo's been here before, he's gonna walk over to where John said he saw the creature moving while I hop up in this tree and line up the creature with Bobo in the picture.
Okay, Cliff, it's somewhere right in here.
As far as the size goes, is Bobo much smaller, a little smaller, or how would you judge it?
He's a lot smaller.
He's a lot smaller?
Yeah.
You're apparently a lot smaller than what he saw.
Copy.
There's nothing over there that could be confused as the Sasquatch in the photograph, is there?
No, it's completely clear right here.
Here we have 2 photographs side by side. Your original with one of Bobo's recreations.
Well, to me, it's quite readily apparent that this is not the same place. Because, you see, this one is today, and this stump wouldn't have gotten itself there since August of last year, and this stump is clearly not here. It's not the same place.
You said everything that I would say, Matt. I agree with you completely.
I would strongly disagree with that, and here's why. In August, at about 4 p.m., the light would be coming in from a different direction, and if it was lighting up that stump, it would overexpose it and thus wash it out and make it white. I would argue that this white thing here is the overexposed stump, as is evident by this black line that goes up that we can see here as well.
I don't see this at all.
Cliff is trying to argue that the stump on the right-hand side is visible in both photos. But I strongly disagree with that, and I think it's one of many glaring inconsistencies in these photos when they're side by side. This is clearly not the same view that John took the photo of. And I have a feeling if we were looking at the same view and you were to line up the photos side by side, it would reveal a mossy stump.
I can see why there's doubt, and I can see why there's not consensus on this, but I was here right afterwards. I believe that is a Sasquatch.
It sounds to me like the team is in disagreement, which is fine because that's what the subject of Bigfoot is really all about at this point. You can have different opinions about certain pieces of evidence, and that's totally fine. But I think today that we've seen something even more rare than a Sasquatch, and that is Matt and Renee agreeing on something.
It gives me hope for peace in the Middle East if these two can come to consensus.
But it is rare.
The team might not agree on that being a Sasquatch in the photo, but I know Squatches live here. This area is squatchy as hell, that's why I live here. I've had a lot of friends have Squatch sightings very close to this exact location. So this will be a great spot to kick off our first night investigation. We have a good shot here because there's reports coming out up to this day.
Well, this is your backyard, so I'm excited to go out squatching with you. So I say, let's go Humboldt, go make a ruckus.
All right, I'm into that.
Okay, let's roll.
All right, come on, monkey.
You know, I've been in Bobo's backyard. This is a lot less scary. Bobo has obtained permission for the teams to visit an area in southern Humboldt County, deep in the redwoods. This particular location has a history of reports, some of which is very, very recent. We're gonna split up into two teams. Bobo and Renee are gonna go on top of the ridge. Matt and I are gonna stay down below. Between the two of us, we should be making enough noise to stir up anything in the area.
Cliff, this would be the spot. If I was a Squatch, I'd come down here at night. There's a bunch of elk in here. Boy, you can sure tell you're in a protected area because they're not jamming yet.
Renee, what's the status over there?
Bobo and I just made it on top of this ridge here. We're in a good spot to definitely start making vocalizations.
Yeah, let her rip, and if we hear him, we'll let you know.
Fire one off, Bobo. Done.
We're gonna do a reply to see if you can hear us.
Copy, we'll listen.
Nice.
Done.
Nothing. Couldn't hear you.